My dear Wormwood, I was delighted to hear from Tripweeds that your patient has made some very desirable new acquaintances and that you seem to have used this event in a really promising manner. I gather that the middle-aged married couple who called at his office are just the sort of people we want him to know. Rich, smart, superficially intellectual, and brightly skeptical about everything in the world. I gather that they are vaguely pacifist.
Now about this war business that we have going on. It's pretty interesting stuff, don't you think?
I'd say so.
I mean, what's that guy's name?
They are pacifist, not on moral grounds, but from an ingrained habit of belittling anything that concerns the great mass of their fellow men, and from a dash of purely fashionable and literary communism. This is excellent.
That is so funny, darling. So funny. Yes, a woman at my hairdresser, she was speaking of something called a peace treaty. Yes, that's what it is. And with some 20-ish countries, and it was with the United Nations, right? Is that it, darling?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it's very interesting. Yes.
Why, yes, I was reading about that earlier this week in the newspaper. Peculiar thing, wouldn't you say?
I certainly do not think this is a peculiar thing. Why, I think it is a glorious pursuit. A landmark in human history, if I may. Besides, I recently read an interesting article in which scholars suggested that peace would be financially beneficial to businesses. Well, the type of business which I am pursuing anyway. Oh, man. Yeah.
Did he commit himself deeply? I don't mean the words. There is a subtle play of looks and tones and laughs by which a mortal can imply that he is of the same party as those to whom he is speaking. No doubt he will soon realize that his own faith is in direct opposition to the philosophy behind his friend's conversation.
Dear God, I'd like to lift up this war to you. I suppose you should have caught wind of that by now.
He will be silent when he ought to speak, and laugh when he ought to be silent. He will assume, at first only by his manner, but presently by his words, all sorts of cynical and skeptical attitudes which are not really his. But if you play him well, they may become his. All mortals tend to turn into the thing they are pretending to be. Your affectionate uncle,